welcome back to the January house. This is Mike. Thanks for checking in. It's Monday, and Mondays are usually very busy here at the January house because I have my YouTube auctions on Sunday nights, and I'm usually running around trying to pack those items up that sold, as well as items that sold in my store over the weekend, and hurry up and get them over to the post office. However, today's a holiday, so I still have a lot of packing to do, but I don't have to run to the post office because there's no shipping today. So I thought I'd take a little break and show you guys a few items that sold recently in my stores, as well as answer a question that I received on Instagram about one of those items. So let's jump into it. All right, first up is this Thundercats figure that I picked up in that large action figure haul at the live auction. $2.40 cost into this guy. This is Jackal Man, and I sold him for $14.95 with free shipping. All right, next is a Bible. This is a thin line Bible. This was new in box. I found it in a storage locker, and it sold rather quickly for $15 plus shipping. All right, next up is this Black & Decker 18-volt battery and charger. A few things about this item. One is I'm not really sure what my cost is on it. I think I picked it up at my buddy John's estate sale one day, but I can't really remember. And also, look at this picture. It's terrible. This is the first picture, the front picture of my listing. It looks terrible. I don't know how I sold it with a picture like this. Make sure you take good pictures or else your items are going to be hard to sell. Anyway, I'm going to say the cost on this is $5. It's either $5 or $7. Let's make it $6. $6 cost, and I sold it for $22.99 plus shipping. All right, next up is an item that has an interesting story. This is a vintage perfume. This is Shalimar. The bottle was about 40% full. I picked up 2 bottles of this Shalimar at the live auction. I paid $5 for 2 bottles of perfume and 2 empty wooden boxes that I put into my antique booth. You might have saw my last antique booth update video. I listed just this one bottle first on eBay. Sometimes when I have multiple quantities of the same item, I'll list one first just to see how it does. If it sells right away, maybe I'll up the price on the second one a little bit to see if I can get a little bit more for it. Sometimes if I have a large quantity, like 5 or more of a certain item, I won't put them all up right away. I don't want buyers to think, because I have so many, they can send me lowball offers and I'll just accept them because I have so many I'm trying to get rid of. There's a couple reasons, but that's the way I did it. I listed this one bottle of perfume first, sold it, and when I have multiple quantities of the same item, when that first item sells, I will always message the buyer and say, hey, thanks for your order. By the way, I have another one of these bottles of perfume, or whatever the item is, for sale that I haven't listed yet. Just wanted to give you first shot to see if you had any interest since you bought the other one. If not, no big deal. Thank you for your order. Let me know. So this buyer messaged me back. They said, sure, what do you got? Let me see and let me know how much you want for it. So I sent some pictures of the second bottle, and this second bottle was a little bigger and it had a little bit more in it. So I sold this second bottle to the same buyer for $35, rolled the shipping in. I mean, they're bottles of perfume, so it wasn't that big of a deal to combine shipping on this item. So $5 cost, and I sold 2 bottles of perfume. Total sale, $57 plus shipping. All right, next up is a holster. I picked a number of these up at the live auction as well. I think my cost is $1.25. It's either $1.25 or $1.45. I had to look, but I think it's $1.25. And I sold this for $25 plus shipping. All right, next is this cast iron embosser. It's like a seal, like a notary public seal when you need to get something notarized. But it does have some age to it. And it's cast iron. I tried to sell it in my YouTube auction one night, but I had no takers. I listed it on eBay. I think my cost is $2.50 for this, and I sold it for $19.99 plus shipping. All right, next is an item that wasn't a great buy, but I did it anyway. I knew I wasn't gonna make much money on it. This is a Denver Broncos blanket that somebody made. I picked it up in my local thrift store for $8. I just thought it looked cool, and I really couldn't leave it there. Like, my mind wouldn't let me just leave this blanket sitting in the thrift store. So I bought it, brought it home, took a bunch of pictures. I did sell it to somebody in Colorado for $16 plus shipping, but after costs and fees, I think I only ended up making like $4 on it. But it sold rather quickly, and I made a few dollars, so I'm happy. All right, next up, another figure from that action figure haul. This is Skeletor, $2.40 cost, and I sold him for $17 plus shipping. All right, next is a Cuisinart disc holder. Many of the blades are round discs that you insert into the unit. This is a holder that holds those different type of discs depending on the size. And it's just a holder, no blades. The cost is 50 cents on this item, and I sold it for $19.95 plus shipping. All right, next up, I sold this set of golf clubs. So I see a lot of other YouTubers selling golf clubs, and they seem to be making some pretty good money on them, but I don't seem to find any real good golf clubs in the thrift stores or at yard sales or garage sales. It just seems like I have like mediocre options usually to pick from. But I was at the live auction one day, and this set of golf clubs came up for auction, and they looked like they were in decent shape, and nobody was bidding on them. So I picked these up for $5 at the live auction. So I listed them on eBay, and they sold pretty quick. I sold them for $45 plus shipping. And I made a little post about it, and I put it on Instagram like, hey, I sell golf clubs too now, look at me. And I got a message from Emily Conway, and she said, hey, great sales. How do you ship multiple clubs? And I thought that was a very good question by Emily Conway. And you know why it's a good question by Emily Conway? Is because I've never shipped multiple clubs before. So I thought to myself, yeah, how am I going to ship these multiple clubs? So I thought about it for a little bit, and here's how I'm going to ship them. The good thing about purchasing these golf clubs at the live auction, aside from the fact that I picked them up for $5, is they came in their own box. So I don't have to go looking for a special box to ship these golf clubs in. I already have the box. So my thought is to just put bubble wrap around the heads and bubble wrap around the grips and stick it in the box. And that should be enough. I mean, they're golf clubs. I don't think they're gonna break, and as long as the heads and the grips are protected, I should be okay, right? Well, there is one issue with that though, because when I stick the clubs into the box, there's not a lot of room between the club heads and the sides of the box. So I think if I just try to bubble wrap this set of irons as is, I'm not gonna be able to really get it into the box here. So what I'm gonna do is stagger the clubs a little bit, right? Like have 2 up here, then 2 down there, and so on and so on. And I'll bubble wrap them 2 at a time. And that way, it won't be like just one big, huge ball of bubble wrap at the end. And I'll bubble wrap the grips, and we'll see how it works. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and here are the golf clubs. So all I did was take 1 square of bubble wrap, and I laid it down on the table and intertwined that 1 square between 2 club heads, and then taped it around, and then did it again for 2 more, and then 2 more and 2 more, because there's 8. This is an iron set from 2 to 9. Then I used a few more pieces of bubble wrap here for the grips and up into the shafts a little bit, and there we go. So I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely well protected. So here's the box. Now the moment of truth to see if it fits in there. Let's back up a little bit so you guys can see. Try to slide this in here. So far so good. Ta-da! Ta-da! There we go. Then all I have to do is tape this flap up and put the label on it, and we'll be all set. It worked. So there you have it. That's how I ship multiple clubs. What do you think? Did I do a good job? Would you have done it a little different? Maybe I used too much bubble wrap. Maybe I didn't use enough bubble wrap. Let me know in the comments. Also, if you guys have any other questions about reselling or sourcing or shipping, let me know, because I really enjoyed answering Emily's question here on a video, and I'd like to do another one like that. So if you have some questions, fire away and I'll do my best to answer them. So that's all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button for me. Leave me a message in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great videos. Thanks.